Hey there, it's Jake Dempsey, CEO and co-founder of Project Broadcast. In this bootcamp video, we're just going to spend a few moments talking about what is Project Broadcast and why should you care. As a reminder, you can always get additional training at training.projectbroadcast.com. And in addition to that, if you ever need help when you're setting up your account or you're using Project Broadcast, you can always reach out at support@projectbroadcast.com. Now, you may be wondering, like, what is Project Broadcast and why do I even care? Well, Project Broadcast is, at its core, a marketing platform where the channel of delivery is text messaging and also voicemail drops. We are shortly, depending on when you're listening to this video, we shortly will have email as a part of Project Broadcast as well. If you're listening to this and we have email already, then hey, you didn't have to wait. But the channel of delivery primarily is text messaging and voicemail drops. A text marketing platform, at its core is just a way for you to communicate with your audience, either being prospects or existing customers over the channel of text messaging. Now, you may be asking, well, why would I do that? Well, if you think about a business, let's just pretend we have this make believe e-commerce website, and I sell unicorns, on my website. Whenever I get a new customer, I may want to put them in some type of follow-up system. I may want to make sure that they got their order placed. I may want to follow up with them after their order has been received, and then sometime after to make sure they're enjoying their product. We would typically call that a 2-2-2 style, 2-day, 2-week, 2-month follow-up system. And I can deliver that via text messaging. Now, the reason Project Broadcast is kind of, keen on text messaging is that if you look at the data around text messaging versus email has roughly a 20% open rate, depending on, where you look online. MailChimp produces a pretty good document each year. You can probably Google and find it, that goes over the open rates of email across multiple industries, but I'll save you the time. It's roughly 20% across multiple industries. That's open rate. Open rate doesn't mean read rate. The read rate on email is roughly 15%. So if you're doing email marketing today and you're getting higher than a 20% open rate and higher than a 15% read rate, then you're actually doing quite well in terms of email marketing. Now, when you think about text messaging, now this is data that's provided by telephone carriers, not Project Broadcast, but text messaging has a read rate of about 98%. And about 96% of all text messages are read within the first 2 minutes of delivery. If you think about that from just a simple math perspective, if you send 100 emails, about 15 get read. And if you send 100 text messages, 98 get read. And 96 of those got read within 2 minutes of you sending the text message. So from our perspective, we look at texting as a really powerful way to communicate with people, especially customers and prospects, where the engagement is very high and the friction for communication is quite low. So let's talk about what I mean by communication friction. I say this jokingly, but this is the truth. I've been using email for 35 plus years. I've never once replied to an email with a heart emoji or a thumbs up. It's just not proper email etiquette, right? I know when I get an email, I got to read the email. I need to respond and use, proper grammar and sentence structure and capitalization. And I can't just reply with a heart emoji or thumbs up emoji. So we call that friction. That's communication friction, right? In the texting world, the friction level is actually really low in the sense that you can read a text message now typically by just looking at your telephone and it's showing your push notifications. In addition to being able to easily read the message, it's very, okay for you to just respond with a thumbs up or heart a message. That's very proper etiquette in the texting world. And because of that low friction and high read rate, we find that texting as a channel is a really powerful channel. And with Project Broadcast, you can leverage texting in your business so that you can communicate with your prospects, your customers, and just your audience in general for various reasons. We'll go over a bunch of different ways you can use Project Broadcast in a separate video, but at the very high level, Project Broadcast is a marketing platform that allows you to communicate via text messaging, voicemail drops, and soon to be email with your audience, and your audience being your customers and your prospects. Now, there are a ton of ways you can use Project Broadcast, and we'll go over those in a separate video. But in a nutshell, that's what Project Broadcast is. So if you're here to learn about how to leverage a text marketing platform in your business, you're at the right place. You're in Bootcamp. Bootcamp's going to be a number of videos that we go short to long, depending on content. We'll do our best to keep them short, but Now you got a general overview, and we'll talk about how to think about setting up your project broadcast account and what plan you should be thinking about in the next video.